Hi, I'm Jim Fulford and I make technology simple. I help home business owners grow their business online. And if you don't know anything about technology, online marketing, lead capture pages, that's even better. You're in the right spot. Because today we're going to be talking about the most important thing you need to decide before you really start building your online brand, and that's about finding your niche. Now, your first question may be, why do I need a niche? And as most home business owners, when they first get started, they go talk to their friends and their families, and of course, they buy from you because you know them. But it may be whenever you start to do marketing online, there are billions of people out there, and they don't know you, and to attract them, you need to have a specific reason. Let's say that you had a child, and a few years ago, you discovered that they had diabetes. And so what did you do? You learned everything you could about childhood diabetes, what they needed to eat, what they needed to sleep, all the equipment that they used. You learned everything about it. Now, if you captured that information and described the process that you went through, and what you could do is you could help others learn from what you do, because you know what's going to happen tomorrow. Someone's going to go to a doctor and they're going to discover that their child also has diabetes, and the first thing they're going to do when they get home is they're going to be Googling that to find out what they need to do. And if you've done what we teach in this course, then they're going to be led to your articles and things that you've written, and they're going to be able to learn from you and follow your example. That's a niche. You're filling a specific need for a specific person. So your next question may be, well, all right, how do I find the right niche, Jim? Well, what you do is this intersection of three things. The first is, what are you passionate about? What are the things that you really love to do? The hobbies that you have, what do you enjoy doing? Where do you spend your time on the internet? Number two is, what are the skills that you have? What are things that you're good at and you've learned during your life? Because those are important indicators, and where those two intersect, that's going to be the sweet spot of things that you're going to be able to do and bring to the market. And of course, the third thing is, what are people going to pay for? What if you take an intersection of what you're good at, what your skills are, what you love to do, and what people pay for, the intersection of those three circles, that becomes your niche. That's the thing that you're special at. And of course, of all three, passion, the one on the top, is the most important. And the reason for that is that part of what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a lot of content and educating and doing things in this area. And if it's something that you love doing, you'll do it naturally. If it's something you don't like, you're not going to spend time on it. So that's by far the most important one. So let's look at a quick example. Let's suppose that maybe for passion, what do you love doing? You love fishing, you love to travel, you love to write, you love to read. And then when you look at your skills, you say, well, look, I'm a project manager at work, so I'm good at that. I'm really good at planning events and parties and things. I'm also a pretty good fisherman. And so when you look at those things and you say, all right, I know what I'm good at, I know what I like, what will people pay for? Well, let's suppose that you decide that you love to travel, and so you want to have a travel business. What you're going to do is you're going to travel to some great places. You're going to go fishing in these great places, and you're going to really figure out the best places to go. You're going to figure out the bed and breakfast to stay at. You're going to figure out the best fishing guides, what time of the year, and you're going to write all this up, and you're going to have a niche of just helping people plan great travel fishing experiences. Well, guess what? When a businessman gets ready to go fishing, he says, he types in fishing Bahamas, and your articles come up, and he reads about the awesome time you had in the Bahamas and what you did. And I think, guess what? He's going to call you to book your travel. He's not going to go to Expedia because he knows that you are giving exactly his solution. Now, when you talk about that businessman, that's really when you want to think about who's your avatar. What your avatar is your perfect customer, and you need to be very clear on who they are. What's their biggest problem? How can you help them? Because really, getting to know them is so critically important, because really, you got to think, what does your avatar want? In fact, what your avatar wants is simple. He wants solutions to his problems. Think about it. All of us, when we sit down on the internet, what we're looking for is we're looking for a solution to a problem. We go into Google and we type, how do I get a loan for my home? How do I get money for things? How do I do this? You're looking for problems and you're looking for solutions. In fact, once you get your avatar, you're going to find out that your avatar cannot wait for you to launch your business, because what you're going to provide them is going to be exactly what he needs to solve their problem, or to really to fill a void that they're currently experiencing. And so really, you need to know what their avatar wants. You also want to be very specific about your avatar. When you say, look, I'm going to provide fishing travel, that's not specific enough. Then you may want to say, well, I'm going to provide fishing travel to people who want bass fishing. That's still not specific enough. You need to know that, hey, my perfect customer is a businessman. He only travels on a vacation once a year, and he wants to fish on that vacation. His wife doesn't like to fish, so we need to go somewhere. So when he's fishing, his wife is going to have a good time, maybe close to a theme park. When you get to know your avatar, exactly what they're doing, then you know exactly how to fulfill his needs, and that's what's so important. In fact, knowing your avatar becomes really your true north of your business, because what's going to happen is as you start building your online business, you're going to have thousands of decisions to make. You're going to know what type of articles should I write? What's going to be the whole focus of my website? Am I going to post on Facebook or LinkedIn? How often am I going to email the people on my list? Every one of those things are going to be answered by knowing who your customer is. So it's very important to get really clear about your avatar. And of course, once you know them, you need to find them. And of course, that's easy. You want to go out and look for them. You're going to look for them on Facebook and on LinkedIn, on online communities and forums. You can look for them in person at meetups and at conferences. And you're going to look through them for any of your own networking. Anybody that you know or people that your friends of friends, you're going to be looking for your avatar because that's the community that you want to build. And of course, as soon as you find your avatar, your next role is you need to interact with them. You need to talk to them, chat with them, get to know them, because really that's the only way you're going to find out what their big struggle is, what's their dreams and aspirations, what about their current situation do they not like. That's the answer to the thing, and that's the things that you don't need to provide. And the final thing is you need to become the authority or the expert for your avatar. You need to be known as the expert, the go-to person that has all the answers. And in fact, that's the subject of our next video.